Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. We are making cauliflower and broccoli bake. It is a side dish, good to have with, well, I'm having it with sausages. You can have it with steak or whatever you want. Here's what we need. Plus we're going to need an oven dish, something that you can bake it in. So grab all this, plus a saucepan to do a sauce, and let's go. Okay, so it was 250 grams until I started hacking at it, because you want to eat broccoli, you don't want to eat like the bad bits. So it's 192 grams now, but that's close enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to steam it. It's quicker to do it in the microwave. So pop a little bit of water in it and give it maybe about 3 minutes. Same deal with the broccoli, 250 grams. This is a little bit more, which will make up for the little bit less. So put a little bit of water in this, give it about 3 minutes, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, grab that small saucepan that we spoke about earlier. You want 40 grams of butter in it. Pop it on the hot plate at a lowish temperature, and once it's melted, we'll be back for the next step. Okay, so our butter is melting away nicely. I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. Once it's all melted, we're going to add the 1/4 cup of flour. So the best way to do that is to remove it from heat. Now, just a little tip, with the price of vegetables obviously skyrocketing, it was a nice surprise to actually be able to buy a whole cauliflower and only needing 250 grams. Obviously, I had quite a lot left over. So what I'm doing is I've got like a double saucepan and I'm steaming it. So what you do is you steam it till it's just starting to cook, and then you put it on a tray and freeze it. And then once it's frozen, you put it into freezer bags, and then it's the equivalent of buying frozen vegetables. So it's better if you can do it when you can get it at a good price, and then at least that way you know it's good. Alright, so that's the butter with that 1/4 cup of flour. Then grab that 3/4 cup of vegetable stock. It's white because I washed out the cream container, and in goes the 3/4 cup of cream. Okay, now we're going to bring it back to the boil. Okay, lovely. So this is basically just making a cheese sauce. Okay. Other things that we want to add into this at a soon stage is going to be black pepper to taste once it's thickened, and then our teaspoon of lemon juice. This is also about the time when you want to start and think about what are you going to cook this in the oven in. I'm possibly going to think very closely about using my oblong one that I used quite recently for a dessert. This one's a multi-purpose sort of one. This one here, you may remember I've used it before. So I'm going to use that one. So give that a spray with cooking spray, and grab that vegetable. If it's not fully cooked, don't worry too much, because it's going in the oven for about 20 minutes. So it should be pretty cooked by then. And plus, if you're having it warmed up the next day, the only way to warm it up is sadly in the microwave. So that's going to cook it even more. So I wouldn't overcook it to start with. So after saying that, let us grab that cooking spray and the pan that we're going to use. Oh, I did spray it, never mind. Okay, so to drain the broccoli, you just put the lid on skew with. Alright. Perfect. Spread the broccoli out. You don't want to have broccoli all up one side and cauliflower up the other side. Can if you want, but that's just pointless. Alright. Same deal with the cauliflower. Alright, if you've got lumps in your sauce, grab a whisk. We want to get this nice and thick before we put the cheese in. Perfect. Okay. When you're reasonably happy with how that's turned out, crack in a bit of black pepper to taste. I like a lot of black pepper, some people don't, but that's entirely up to you as the individual. Don't need salt in it. You're probably going to get some salt out of the other things in it anyway. 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. I just want to bring this to the boil so I can get a bit of a boil on it, so it'll thicken slightly before I put the cheese in. So we're nearly there. Okay. So in the meantime, while you're waiting, don't stand there twiddling your thumbs. We want this on 180, so I would start and get your oven ready. Okay, so that's thick enough for the sauce. So turn that hot plate off. Get that parmesan, 1/4 cup, in she goes. Give that a good whisk. Okay. Now, bring over your broccoli and cauliflower. And we just basically want to pour the sauce over the top. And the real easy part now, this just goes in the oven for 20 minutes. And you're going to have a really nice cauliflower / broccoli bake. So, while that's on, I'm going to get my little health grill out. And I'm going to cook some sausages. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. But let's get this in first. Okay, for those of you that are wondering what this grill thing is that I'm talking about, it basically cooks things healthier. So it's really good for when you do sausages. I didn't do them with this the other day because it was easier to put them in the oven. But really this is good because it cooks both sides, and then all you need to do is just turn the sausages over, and all the fat drips into the dish there. So, yeah, I recommend that you do get one of these. There's a few kitchen gadgets that I'll use very frequently, some very infrequently, but this one's really good for doing, especially sausages where you don't want all that fat in them. But I'm going to turn them off now because I don't want to overcook them. Sausages overcooked are not cool. So we're nearly finished on the bake and we'll be ready to dish up soon. Okay, so I gave it about an extra 5 minutes just to start and get a little bit of a brown on the top. But that is looking pretty good. Serves 4 to 6 as a side dish, so enjoy, and thank you for watching Cooking with Violet Vixen. I'm going to catch you on our next adventure. Bye!